Well, hey guys, Donna here at Hazel Bell Farm. I am in the garden this evening and we are expecting our first frost in the morning. So we hit about 40 degrees this morning, but the air was dry enough we didn't have frost. But tonight we have a frost warning for about 4 to 5 hours in the early morning. So I've been out here in the garden just kind of plundering around a little bit and figured, you know what, I haven't showed you guys the garden lately, so I'll do a quick tour as quick as I can. We've been working a lot out here lately, and so we've got a lot of new things in, and real quick I will talk about that frost coming up and what we will do about it. All right, so this is from the end of the garden down here. So my ends kind of are like bookends that they need help. The most help, I should say. Maybe I should say my perimeter needs the most help. So this end is grass covered. I've been working at it a little bit at a time here. These last two rows were more recently planted, and the walkways covered over, the grass taken out. So you can see I use cardboard. I've been collecting cardboard here and there, throwing it down, and then collecting some compost from a landscape store and bring it. It's actually just, it's not even compost, it's this potting soil. You can see it's real chippy. After I put this row went down last week right before a heavy rain, and the rain came and washed a lot of the sand component down. This is sandy because I just dug a hole here a couple days ago, but what was left on top was a lot of the chips. So I mean, it's not as chippy obviously as the mulch, but it's pretty chippy, pretty woody. So we will be adding compost to this as needed for future growing seasons. So I'll go ahead and talk real quick a little bit about what's in the garden. This is actually an accident. This is corn, which is fine because I don't think this is particularly great soil, and corn helps heal and clean up soil. It's basically a grass. It's not going to last long. It won't make it too terribly long before we do get some freezes coming. So that's all corn. Nothing exciting. The only reason there's corn here this late, I didn't plant it. It happened to be in the back of the truck. Eric had it in the truck. It had spilled out of a bag and to feed the deer in the woods. And then I went and got this this potting soil from the landscape store. And when I shoveled it in, I saw the corn go in, and I thought I probably should pick that out. But I was hot and tired and didn't. And so this is the result of that. So it's fine. This is one of my new trees. This is a strawberry guava, and it's more of a tropical tree, and we're in a temperate zone. We're right on that border between temperate and tropical. So it's not going to be happy with freezes this year. I'm going to have to protect it, but for the frost, I'm not really concerned. My plan for the frost tomorrow is to come out early in the morning before the sun rays hit the leaves and just give everything a good shower, a good water, and to melt off the frost. So the only other thing on this row is another tree. This is a green tea tree. Yep, you heard me right, green tea. So I bought both of these from Scrublands Farms over in Fort McCoy. Super excited. This whole row is going to become a grocery row garden, as David the Good has been working on. This row as well. The only things we have here are, I've got these two pineapples that we planted from tops. This is a Barbados cherry. So this Barbados cherry, you can see the stalk is quite a bit bigger at the bottom. Has a little bit of a trunk. We bought this last year from Blue Star Nursery down in Hawthorne, and it gave me a couple of fruits. I was super excited about it, and then we lost it in a freeze last year, and then it got mowed over, but it came back. So I dug it up out of the yard over the weekend and put it here in this row, so it'll be one of the trees for this row. It's another tropical though. Pineapples are tropical. Everything over here is going to need some protection from hard freezes while they're young. So that's just something to keep in mind. And then surrounding right here, we've got more corn. But we also have some little baby strawberry plants. So these are strawberry plugs. These are strawberry plugs that I just put in. So they came, not just the bare root crowns, but they came with a little, about this much, maybe 3 inches of soil in a little starter tray. And I got these are Chandler strawberries, and I got them from Willis Orchard Supply. No, I got these from Haas Tools. These are from Haas Tools. So looking forward to that. All right. I think I'm going to plant out some carrot seed in the rest of this bed for winter. Leaving a space here in the middle for another tree to come soon. And then we'll grow those out slowly, as quickly as we can, but we'll grow those out slowly. These peppers here, all the peppers in the garden have really been shining over the last couple of weeks. So this is a daddle. I'm not sure the variety, but they are like a sweet hot. They're really good. These are some poblanos. They haven't gotten very big. They start to ripen rather small, but they're very, very tasty. So I'm letting them go as long as possible. I am glad that they're here where we had tomatoes growing. So I had the trellis for the tomatoes, and because I've been able to stake these peppers up there. There are some spent green beans up along here. Every now and then you'll find one good bean like this. They've been good and sweet. So this is interesting. This is a cabbage from last year that I just let go. And honestly, I just thought it would have died out, and it didn't. It never did. So, and then it came back. So I'm anxious to see if it's going to head again. The bottom, let's see. Bottom has a nice big stalk down there. So it's pretty exciting. Then we have shishito peppers. These have really been coming on. They haven't done as well as they've done in years past for me, but they're so good. This is a good size where they're about 3 inches long. And my favorite thing to do is to just pierce them one time with a knife, and then we saute them in a cast iron pan in some butter and get them just a little smidgen black and dip them in an aioli sauce. They're amazing. And then I have another poblano. And then these are a variety of paprika. I could not remember. I knew I planted paprika, but I couldn't remember what it looked like. And that's what these are. So these red ladies are ready to pick. And then I finally have some rosemary growing here. And it's beautiful. This is going to be, this I feel like is well enough established. It's going to stick. So this rosemary, man, it smells so good. Just touching it, I can smell it now. Rosemary smells like Christmas to me. I love it. So rosemary is one of those things that I have had a hard time getting established, but once I do, it's hard to get rid of. So I think this guy is here to stay, which pleases me. I know that I'll always have rosemary. It's a great evergreen. It'll be here year round. I can always come out and pick. I will probably go ahead and take some off soon, like a lot off soon that I can bring in and dry to have in my kitchen all the time. There are certain times that I don't want to come out and cut herbs, like if it's raining or it's cold or something like that. So I will do that. I need to do an herb video because I've got lots of herbs to clip. All right, so hey Mickey Mouse. Hey kitty. Hi. Sweet kitty always comes to see me in the garden. Come here, Mickey Mouse. Nope, she's hunting. Okay, so this whole row here is broccoli. There are 2 kinds of broccoli. One is this green magic broccoli, and then at the end down that way are lieutenant broccolis. So something stupid I did was I started a bunch of seedlings for fall to sell, some to sell, some to plant, and I sold all of my broccolis before getting any in the ground. So I had to buy some. I've got more started, so I'll have my own, but I needed a jump start, so I went ahead and bought a couple of 6-packs when I saw them on sale at my local hardware store. So these broccolis will get us going. Also on this trellis, I just planted sugar snap peas down. They haven't even sprouted. It's been like 2 days. So got those to climb this great trellis right here, all the way down the line. And then I've got 6 plants, these daddle peppers. Again, the daddles, they just keep coming and coming, coming. I can't stop them. So tell me, what do you do with daddle peppers? Because we've made sauce, we've dehydrated. Oh, here come the sheep. I don't know what that was about. They just came running by. Another purchase I made at Scrubland Farms are these goji berries. So I actually went with the intention of, I want to find goji berries. That was the first thing that I found and the first thing that I put in my wagon to purchase and bring home. And I'm very excited about these. All right, next to the goji berries, these are some old peanuts that if you followed along with my peanut saga, this whole half of the bed has kind of been blah. But I left what's there, so we'll see what happens in the spring. I'll probably take out some of the dead ones and plant some things. I just haven't yet. And then on this half, I have some cabbages here and there. These are Michelini cabbages. These are an Asian cabbage. They're really good for kimchi. They grow tall instead of just like a small heading cabbage. And then I've got some cauliflowers. You can see that the cauliflowers planted over here are in better shape. There's 5 or 6 of them that look better because I planted those about a week ago. This is a moringa tree. So this is my moringa tree that I planted from seed this year. I had 3 seeds left and they all 3 sprouted. I put these 2 together side by side thinking they wouldn't both germinate, but they did. So they've kind of grown together, and then off of the roots is this 3rd little stalk. And then the 3rd seed is just real small. It's just stayed small. Hey, Mickey Mouse. This is Mickey Mouse. Hey, Mickey Mouse. Say hi. Say hi. Okay, go. She's my grasshopper hunter in the garden, which I love. So this last little guy, it just never really got big. So I may take it up and gift it to a friend, but I hate to gift something that isn't ever going to make it because it was stunted. So I'm probably going to do a cutting maybe from this shoot to give to her and dig this up, and hopefully between the 2 of those she will have success with at least one of them, hopefully. On this opposite side right here, I have a chaya tree. Now that guy should be bigger, but Eric thought it was a weed when it was smaller and he pulled it out and fed it to the cows. The cool thing about it is that he went and found it when I told him what it was. He thought it was a sweet gum. He went and found it and he replanted it for me. It had no leaves. It was literally a stick in the sand, and it came back that much. So I'm excited to see how much it'll grow next year. This next bed is all watermelons. I don't know if we'll get anything off of it or not. It was kind of one of those times where we just threw seeds in the ground, see what happens. This is okra. I'm not taking them out yet. And then there are also 2 small blueberry trees or bushes. They're very small, and a pineapple. The pots here are elderberry cuttings from a friend and some blackberries that propagated off of our blackberries along the back fence there. All right, moving along with Mickey Mouse in tow. This bed. So this celery I planted about a year ago and wasn't really sure what to expect of it, and it's coming back. So it didn't like the heat in the summer, but it made it through. Some of them. Like this was a celery that didn't make it, so something else will get planted here. But we've got some celery coming back. This is a toothache plant that has not liked our dry weeks, and I'm not sure that it likes the cold either. But I see lots of seed has fallen down there on the ground, so maybe it'll come back next year on its own. I'm also going to take some of these seeds off. So let's see. This is off of the plant. These are all seeds. So all those little black spots are seeds. So I'm going to take some of these to start in the spring as well. Toothache plant with some herbs. Jalapenos. So we live across the highway from the Army National Guard training base, and they must be doing exercises today. So that's a high caliber gun that you hear in the background. We're not under fire, we're safe. It just every now and then we get background noise of guns or bombs or extra helicopters or something like that. So didn't know that was gonna happen, sorry. So these jalapenos, I came out and noticed that this plant has a lot of damage on this one stalk, and knew right away there was probably a hornworm, and I found it eating on one of the peppers here. It was huge. It was as big as this pepper. And once I got to looking, look at how it has eaten on several of the peppers. It's so frustrating. Like, it took a bite out of every pepper and then just moved on like a jerk. Over here. So, I mean, I have to say, we really have had our fill of jalapenos though. And there's still lots of good peppers too. This box is strawberries. These strawberries are really starting to wake up now that the weather has turned cooler in the evenings a little bit. And we've just kept the water to them. Look how much they're finally starting to run. I'm excited next year when these start to fruit. This whole box should be completely filled with berries, with berry plants and berries. This zinnia seeded itself here. I don't know where it came from. I don't think I planted it, but it's gonna have to come out. It's crowding the strawberry. Then we have an arch trellis. And on either side I have some fall tomatoes. This is one of those Gardner Gamble things. I got distracted because the sheep and the calves are playing together. Now they see me watching, so they're not going to play. So that ram likes to play with the calves. Maybe they'll be friends. The calves like to lick. Maybe he just likes to be licked. I don't know. Okay, so this is the Gardner's Gamble. It's the middle of October here. Eric's home. I'm so distracted. It's the middle of October, and most places you're not planting tomatoes in October. We can get away with it usually. I'll have to protect them from frost, and we don't usually get a freeze until December. If we do, I can cover them over with some plastic, and then last year I had tomatoes well into January, and I had a better tomato crop then that I did in the summer. So it's Florida, you never know what we can do. So I always plant and try, and I don't always have success, but when I do, it's really good. So we've got a couple of tomatoes here, have a wild purslane that seeded itself in here, and then our eggplant, some cabbages. So throughout I've started to put in cabbages, cauliflowers, just here and there. This is a holy basil that I need to harvest a bunch of and also save some seeds off of the flowers. I've just left it because the bees like it. And another eggplant. The mint is doing well over there. Chives coming back. Look at this oregano. This is ridiculous. So we're gonna pull out a bunch of this and go ahead and dry it to have it in the house. We also have a couple of arugula plants. They look good and healthy. That celery in the corner is coming back. And then more, this is that same Michelini cabbage, Chinese cabbage. What are you guys doing? If if they're over here and I'm in the garden, they will come because they know I'm probably going to throw them some weeds. Look at this fence. Look what they've done here. Pushing it down. Eat my blackberries. Huh, Bell Bell? So that's Walker. And that's Kawasaki back there, the little guy in the back. That's Kawasaki. He's a Wagyu. That's Bell's baby. This is Brutus. He's Rosie's baby. And that guy back there, he's a Charolais, little Charolais bull. He's gotten really fluffy with his winter coat coming in. He was the first one to get a winter coat this year. But his name is Rip. He's an orphan calf we brought in from another farm. And there's our Rosie girl. She's looking around. Girls look good. Hey, mister. Hey, Walker. His name was Lincoln because he was born on 4th of July. And the family we got him from, this is our milk cow Maple's baby. So here's Lincoln. His horns are coming in. He's a longhorn cross with a Jersey. And his stripes are coming in. All right. So the rest of the beds, the only other exciting thing I have here is another strawberry bed. So these are more of those plugs I just put in that we got from Haas Tools. So these are brand new, and you can see I planted them about 1.5 feet apart. So a couple of rows of those, and that'll fill out the box as well. The last thing I got from Scrubland Farms is a yellow ginger. So I wasn't real familiar with planting ginger, and I've heard that people just buy ginger at the store and plant it, but I was happy to give $8 to Scrubland for a started plant with some green on it. So that's that. A lot of weeds and grass in this box that need to come out. And then this box has our well, that was the end of a bell pepper plant. I'm going to give it to Rose. But it does have a couple of bell peppers we've been picking peppers off of. Some pretty good sized peppers too. This little eggplant is a volunteer. Oh, there's another one. Got 2 of them. Okay, lady, I'm coming. You said give it to me. I do have a little fig tree over here. So these are the leaves on the fig. With a soda apple behind it that needs to be pulled out. No, look at her pushing on that fence. We need to run barbed wire across there, or hot wire. This corner is for compost. So I've just been piling up grass, old sweet potatoes, okra that's too big. There's some kitchen stuff in here, and I'm gonna start building it up. So that's gonna be for compost. I think that's it. Our blackberries down the line are okay. This is the other end of the garden that needs help. So we've got a lot of grass on this back side that we intend to cover over with some landscape fabric. And then this end is all grassy as well. So it needs some help. So that's that. That's the garden, October 20th, 2022. I hope to show you more. This is my favorite gardening season. So I hope to be able to share that with you this fall and into winter before we start getting some really hard freezes. Our hard winter doesn't really start until the end of December into January, February usually. And then we have a good 6 to 8 weeks of winter for Florida, for North Florida. And then, but we're working on starting seeds to get planted out at that point anyways. So thanks for joining me. Until next time, bye.